Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Okay, so I have to apologize first of all. I thought I was filming. I was not filming, and so I started everything, and then I had to stop because I was on my lunch break. And thankfully I didn't get too far. So I'll just have to walk you through what I've done so far. Okay, so what I want to do today in my Around Beauty coffee table book, junk journal, it's a very long title, is I wanted to work on the front and back covers, inside covers, to kind of hide some of this that we did the last time and add a big pocket on the front and back. So what I did was, let's pretend like this is a big paper bag that you would get from the grocery store. What I did was I measured it to get the height, and for my height I just measured the end papers and used that measurement. So I just basically trimmed off about that much of my paper bag, thinking if this was a paper bag from the grocery store. And from there, because my idea was, let's see, well, first I deconstructed the bag, so I only had, here, let me just show you. I deconstructed the bag, so I was left with pieces of it, and so, let's see, how did I do this? I need to remember. Okay, so here's the bottom of the bag. Here's the top, was the top of the bag. So I measured it for the height. I wanted a pocket that would be glued down on this side, but that would have a piece coming, sorry, you can't see all that way over there, can you? Yeah, you can. Okay. I wanted to have the back side come over and flip over and create the closure, essentially. So I think what I need to do is make gussets or something to add to allow for this to grow a little bit. But that's essentially all I did. So you can see the size of this thing is huge. So I did trim off, I don't know how well you can see it, but I did trim off the top of the bag, which is this piece here, and I just glued that down to this back side because this was the bottom of the bag and it's all kind of boogered up and stuff. So I just wanted to give it some more stability there. So I did the same exact thing for the front and the back. So here is another one. So this one would fold over like this. Actually, let me just do that. And then obviously you can see I painted it, both of them. So here is this one. So this one would either go on the front or the back. I'm not sure which yet, but yeah. So that's all I did. Nothing too fancy there. And then what I did for painting is I started with a layer of gesso on the bottom, and then I did that on both sides. So front and back are glued, are painted. And I realize you're not going to see any of this, so I probably didn't need to paint all of that, but hey, whatever. It's done now. And then over the top of that, I used that same metallic paint that I used to paint the fabric for the spine. So that's matching now. And I see that this isn't super straight here. So that's what I did without you. So I'm sorry I didn't film that, but honestly, I don't think you missed too much, really. So, alright. One thing I don't love right off the bat is this edge. So I think I might just go ahead and remove that. I thought I had done a good job of hiding it, but I don't think I really did. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll get to working on finishing these, and hopefully they'll turn out really cool. So yeah. All right. Let me put this other bag away so I don't need it now. So, I've kind of taken a break, I think, on creating new journals. I was challenged to do one that was like an onion skin journal, which really intrigued me. So I started kind of looking things up for that. You know what, this is not going to work the way I want it to work. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer. Hopefully it'll fit. Yep, okay. So I didn't have like I don't have onion skin paper, or I didn't, and so I thought, well, let me at least see what I can see as far as pricing and stuff, because that's the thing. Onion skin paper is expensive and might cost enough that it's not worth making a junk journal, because junk journals cost a bit more anyway because they just take a while to create. So you're also paying for the time. Actually, mostly what you're paying for is the time, because they just take hours and hours to make. So if you add expensive materials on top of that, then I don't know. I try to keep my journals. I know I don't charge enough for them sometimes, and I'm aware of that, and there's maybe a debate where that's concerned as far as other junk journalers are concerned, potentially. But I'm not really interested in making journals that cost so much that nobody can afford them, or would want to afford them. So anyway, so I thought I'd at least go and take a look and see what kind of materials would be out there that would be onion skin or onion skin like. I did find, they said it was onion skin paper. Some I guess it was. Let's see, I don't need this to be quite the entire height. I'm making a gusset here, so I'm gonna use this one sheet of paper for I'm gonna rip this in half, and then I'll use this one length for this one. Sorry, I obviously can't do instructions today. So anyway, the paper that I got that they said was onion skin paper, it'll work. It's just not quite what I thought it was gonna be. It's a little bit more textured than I thought or expected. So anyway, I kept looking, and that's where I found this medical patterning paper, which is basically like tracing paper. And I got a big old roll of it because I thought, well, it'll be cool for lots of different kinds of projects, and you know, I'll definitely use it. And I'd really like to see how it looks tea-dyed and dyed with other kinds of mediums and stuff, paint maybe even. So pick that up. Anyway, long story short, I want to do some tea dyeing of tracing paper and some more parchment paper and this other medical planning, medical, whatever I called that paper, which is basically kind of like tracing paper. And I think I might try and do a journal of all of them kind of combined in various, either tea dyed or both tea-dyed and not tea-dyed. But of course I need to actually put the thing together to understand if it would look good or not, the signatures, and then go from there. So anyway, that's been on my mind. I've been working on it, but in the background, just not with the video going. And then also I was, I'm not going to use this one today. I also was challenged or asked if I could do a masculine journal, which I definitely can. And again, I've kind of just been compiling things for that as well. I've done a little bit of thrift shopping and, you know, digital kit shopping and stuff like that. So I found two really great kits from Crafty Cat. Thank you. Again, by the way, she's always so nice. I just love watching her channel. She's just so fun. So, ended up going ahead and buying two of those. And so I just, at this point now, I need to print those off, tea dye a bunch of stuff, and basically get things ready for both of those. So I'm kind of doing all that stuff in the background at the moment, which is why you're getting a few more of these kinds of videos of my personal journals rather than those. So anyway, that's kind of what I've been working on. So plus, you know, it's not like I work on this kind of 24/7 either. I've also, you know, as you saw last week, or the week before, was it last week? Maybe the week before last week. Anyway, the last couple weeks I've been spending a lot more time working in the yard, trying to get it ready prior to this really hot weather when I knew I wasn't going to want to be out there at all, and stuff. So, been doing that kind of thing as well. So, hasn't been 100% plum figgy these days. But that's okay. Well, bummer. Alright, so that's just a little bit too tall. Did not take that into consideration. So, let's trim some of that off. So anyway, we'll have some new projects coming sooner than later, for sure. And of course, this is a new project as well, so, and hopefully just as fun. So, okay, you know, I wondered, and I didn't do this, I thought maybe I should probably, should I sew these first? It's the start and stop project. Alright, let me peel these off. I'll save them. I'll use them. It's not completely dried yet, thankfully, so I need to make two more anyway. Okay, well, I got ahead of myself there, so let me back up. I feel like maybe I need to figure out how I want to decorate these right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do some decorating. I think I will sew around the perimeter before I glue everything shut. And then I also need to figure out how I want to do the closure. Oh, and then too, I think I want to add some fabric on at least one, at least the outside. Wait. Maybe on this side to just give it a little bit more stability. Inside and outside probably. So there's things to do yet. So okay, so let's see. Because obviously I want to cover all of this with something because I don't want all those lines showing front and back. And I'm not going to do anything on the inside, obviously, or the back side, but maybe something on here too. So really, the painting, you're not going to see a whole lot of it, honestly. It's too bad. It's kind of a shame because it's really pretty. But Anyway, and so I'll do kind of the same thing, front and back covers. So let's find something to use to cover those with. I want to share some books with you. I've been buying, I've been into coloring again, adult coloring, and so I've been watching, you know, colorists YouTube channels and things, and hauls, of course, to see what kind of coloring books everybody's into. And honestly, I've been buying way more than I need to buy. I have more than I will ever be able to color in. And coloring pencils. Anyway, okay, so bookoutlet.com. If that's not something that you're familiar with, you should definitely go check it out because they got some really good deals. I picked up this little book. It's called Poems of Rome. I thought for two reasons. I love this cover, front and back. The back cover is really pretty too. Excuse me. So I think I want to use that somehow in this book that we're working on here. But then also it's full of poems. So I'll obviously use those in just various junk journals. So that's a fun little book there. These two books. Okay, so this one was like $2, $2 or $3. I can't remember. This one was more. This one was probably $5 or $6. I had bought this one first. And when I got it, I was like, okay, going back onto the site, and I literally bought 3 more of these along with others. And then I obviously looked to see if this author made other books, and there was also this one there. Was more expensive, so I only bought the one. But anyway, you'll be seeing pages from these in my journals to come. So let me do a quick little kind of show and tell of these books. So one thing to note, the paper is matte. It's not shiny at all, which is amazing. And the other thing to note is it's got full page, like, gorgeous images. So these are perfect for making junk journals with. I mean, unbelievably gorgeous. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. Maybe we'll do kind of a doorway idea for my pocket. So, anyway, this one is Blooms in New York and Bloom. And I will be deconstructing this and using it a lot. Ooh, in this journal here. You're going to be seeing a lot of this, I think. I mean, come on. You've got to be kidding me right now. It's just beautiful. So, you know, the theme of this journal is beautiful things. So, ooh, okay. I'm going to have a hard decision. I don't know what I'm going to want to do. Okay, so here's this one. Oh. And see, that's the thing. You know, it's like, well, I like this page, but then I'm going to sacrifice what's on the other side if I just glue it down. So it's kind of nice that I have multiples of this one. I don't know, I might buy some more. Might have a problem here. So, I mean, look at this. It's just absolutely amazing. And like I said, the paper is matte. It's gorgeous. I think this is what I saw. I like the arched windows. So, I started taking it apart already. But there's that one. And then this one is very much the same. And of course, when I'm finished pulling all the pages out, I'm definitely going to use this as a journal cover. I mean, come on. So again, very same kind of idea, just obviously this is Paris instead of New York. So I may see if they have other... if there are other titles by this author, because yeah, it's just every page is just eye candy, and it's like there's really no writing, really. I mean, there is here and there, but pretty much all the pages are dedicated to these full page displays of prettiness. Peonies, my favorite. Books. I mean, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, okay, I think I need to figure out what I want to use for my, pockets here, or we're going to be here forever. Gosh, it's so hard to decide. I did really like that stained glass window from the other book. Oh my gosh, the orchid, this railing. I mean, ooh, this one. I should be marking these. Let's mark this page. So pretty, so girly. This would be another really good one. I think this journal is going to be super, super girly. Which is probably good because I'll be making, you know, the masculine or gender neutral. I'm going to call it gender neutral because I like that kind of style too. And it's not just for guys. So, you know, guys can't have all the fun. I'm going to go find that stained glass picture again. I love this too. This is like somebody painted on a brick wall. There was this one. I did really like that one. That one's really pretty too. Okay, I'm gonna have to I think I'll speed this up. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do and I'll come back. Alrighty, so I pulled out a few things to kind of help me out. Okay, so I think for the back cover, I want to do this, which means I need to get rid of the other side. Ooh, that's pretty too. We'll hold on to that one. Oh, that's really pretty too. Okay. Well, we can, okay. Well, at least I'm only sacrificing. This is pretty, but not my favorite. So, okay. So I'm going to, let's see, clean this up just a little bit there. Because if I have to choose which to lose, which side, I would lose this one. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this. Okay, so we've got this now. I'll save this for something else to decorate, to use to decorate with. Okay, so this will be shut like that. So that's where these kind of come into play. I wasn't sure. Boy, I like this, but I think it's going to get lost on this background color. So maybe I'll keep that for something else. This will have the same problem, although it's so pretty. I pulled this one out because I thought this would be really cool to show, like, the door. But it's on the back side. Okay, that I don't care about. Okay. But then now I'm realizing I'll need something to cover this too. So, well, I don't necessarily need to have anything super special here. But then I pulled these out because, like, this could be really pretty, you know, a part of this image. And actually you could make it go into the, no, I wouldn't want to do that. Actually, I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cool. So I'm obviously going to have to cover the rest of the height of this with something, and I'm thinking, let's do some of this medical patterning paper. Why not, right? So, although it might not be thick enough to really cover, but let's just go ahead and take a look. I could do 2 layers of it even, which would work just fine. Actually, I think that would cover it nicely. So, let's see. Let's give myself a little bit extra. Rip it about right there. And let's rip off the top, because that's straight and we do not want straight edges. Okay, now let's see how tall we have. My ceiling fan is on again, so. Okay. So if we did about 2 there. Mind if some of this sticks out on the other side, but I don't want it to stick out down here, so I'm going to pull off some from the bottom. And let's see where we are here. So that'll fold that way. Okay. I think that'll work. It's not 100% perfect, but hey, none of us are. Now, do I like the other side or this side better? Doesn't matter. I don't know why, but for some reason I like it better like this. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down, but not super all the way to the edges, because I kind of like the look of how it is when it's not 100% to the edges. Plus, remember, I'm going to be taking this to the sewing machine anyway, so we'll make sure and catch everything that needs to be caught. Okay. So, there's this. Now, I wondered about, and obviously the blue is gonna go away. It won't be blue in the end. It'll disappear. I wondered about whether or not to put some of this paper around this too, and I'm thinking maybe I kind of want that, but I do think I want to, yeah, I want to ink around these edges, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, so as I was doing that, I was thinking about the logistics of a closure and what that might look like. So I think I'll just do, I want to do 2 circles of something. What do I want to do? Something that'll match. Maybe I've got, what do I have? Let's see. I don't love that. Here is some more, oops, wrong color. I wish I would have painted a little bit of extra, and I didn't. Okay, well, that's all right. I don't need to use that. So, I'll think through that, but, okay. But I was thinking, yeah, I probably, do I want to paste glue these down before I do that or after. But no matter what I do, I'm going to have to put it over the top of whatever I'm doing anyway, so that'll be fine. Or, oh, you know what I could do? I could glue some sari silk or something around on the back side and then just do a bow or something. That would work also. That might actually be easier. Or, or even just a string this way and then wrap it around something that I have here would also work. So many possibilities. Okay, so I've got that to think about. What do I want to put on the front though? Oh, I was gonna do this. Okay, so let me... Oh, paper. Book page. Okay, so let's see where we want this to sit. There and about there. Okay, so we'll have that sitting next to the books. I think that's kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything necessarily, but I think it works. Okay, so I'm still trying to decide if I want to add any of this behind the paper, the page or not. You know, I do kind of like the idea. And I like that it's kind of like not perfectly perfect around the outside edges too. So that you can still see the painting behind. Yep, that'll look good, and you can still see plenty there. I don't know. I don't think I need to worry about adding anything here. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's all glued down. I think I want to sew around the outside edges of these, but to do it on here is going to show on here. So if I want to do that, I think I need to do that now before I decide final on what I want to put on the front, because I can cover up that sewing easily enough with, you know, something else. So, and that I can make taller to make sure and cover everything. Well, okay, I'll figure that out, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that sewing and I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and I just added a little bit more glue up at the top here. So just did a single stitch around the perimeter of both of those. I think that really helped actually. I'm still going to do a complete border stitch as well. So now let's focus on this side. So I pulled this one out. Boy, that would be really pretty, wouldn't it? It could even go beyond potentially the flap. I don't know if I want to do that though. Well, if I remove this much of it, would you still get a nice view? Let's see. If I remove that much of it, no. See, I don't. That's the problem. I've only got half of the space to work with here. Let's see. I did like this. So if you only saw that much, that's awfully pretty. That's awfully pretty. And it covers all of the stitching. So I could stitch around this before I glue it down, and you would never know that I stitched anything. Okay, so let's do this one. We're just going to make it super frilly and girly. And that's okay. Okay. So alright, so I'll keep this to use somewhere else in the journal. Alright, and I want to do the same thing that I did on the other two, where I add some of this patterning paper. So let's go ahead and, I don't know that I want it as wide, but I do like the height of it. So actually, this might be a little too tall. Let's pull off some. Okay, because I do want to see my painting below. Oh yes. Maybe I should do more wedding journals. What do you think? I'd say I got plenty of flowers for it now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'll glue this down and then sew around this one, glue that down, and I'll come back. Okay, so I went ahead and did a perimeter sewing as well. So I sewed around the perimeter of this one, I sewed around the perimeter of this, and then to make it look good, because remember, this will be glued down, but you do see a little bit of the back side, so I just sewed just a little bit on the front, on the top and bottom there. So now we need to come up with some kind of a closure. So I do think I want to do the 2 circle doohickey things. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is just a scratch sheet of paper bag, and I'm going to punch out some holes here, and obviously I'll do the same thing for both envelopes. I'm just going to punch a bunch of holes, ink around the edges, and then these will become our circles that we're going to put on here. So I'm trying to decide if I want to paint these or not. You know, I probably should. Bummer, dude. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and save these for something else. I don't know what, but we'll save these for something else. I'll go ahead and paint another one of these, and I'll come up with some, gosh, now I'm like, should I just take some from the back side? Oh, you're never gonna see it. No, I won't do that. Okay, I'll go do that and then I'll be back. Alrighty guys, so you know what? I realized as I was doing the punching of that I don't need, sorry for my reach, I don't need all of them to be painted. I only need the top one to be painted. I just need, yeah, the top one. So now I've got a whole sheet of paper bag that's painted and gorgeous and ready to be used somewhere else. So let's go ahead and I need to glue these just to make them a little bit sturdier, and I'll do 4 of them. I did a few extras just to be sure. I don't think I want to use this one or that one, so we'll use these 4. And so how many? I think I want 3 for each, so I need 3 more holes punched. Actually, I'll just go ahead and use these for the bottom. So I only need 1 more hole punched. Okay. So I'll go ahead and glue these up, ink around the edges, and then we'll be ready to hopefully finish this one, and I'll do the same for the front one, but I'm not going to take you on the whole journey of that. 4 little circles that have been painted and distressed around the edges. Now I need to go get my eyelets and determine where I want these to sit. How about right there? So, okay. I don't want to glue them because I'm going to do the eyelets. Well, do I? I'll just glue the very middle so that you can still get the string around. Okay. What color shall we choose? I think this gunmetal would be awfully pretty. So would this antique gold, which I have smaller ones here. I think I'll do that one. What I'm gonna do is glue this one in. Oh, I need to get some twine. Oh, and I need to do my gussets. Okay. I'm not ready to glue it down yet. What am I thinking? Okay, so I need some more of these. All right, now we are ready to do this. So I'm going to, I think, get my string ready before. Go ahead and do a double knot, and then I'm gonna cut this underneath so that you can't see that side, and then this side will be ready to close like that. So that's kind of what it's gonna look like when it's all said and done. But first I need to glue these gussets in so that we can close the whole envelope up. And I do want to use Fabri-Tac for this because this surface is a bit shiny now. I can use these that I already put glue on. Well, this video is taking a long time. I did not expect this to take so long, to be honest with you. Today started as a quick, hey, let's do some fun journaling in my beautiful junk journal. And then I thought, oh, I should really do the pockets on the inside and front back cover. Which then turned into this long process. Because I didn't have it well thought through, which is fine. That's part of the joy of creating junk journals, is, at least for me, solving these little problems. But anyway, I'll edit a lot of this stuff out. Okay, so I just need to hold that down until it's dry. To be honest with you, these are turning out way, way cooler than I ever could have thought that they would be. I mean, I'm very, very pleasantly pleased with myself. So, okay, let's go ahead and close this up for now. And then I'm going to, probably should have made that just a little bit longer, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. So, open up my book. And let's see, make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I think I'm going to go all the way over to where that fabric kind of starts, or should I? Maybe it doesn't need to go quite that far over. No, I think I like it better there. Okay, so I'm just gonna put tons of glue on here, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, and very carefully, I just looked at this and thought, oh, did I put that on upside down? I didn't. But those are the mind games that happen when you're doing things like this sometimes. So, okay, I'm just going to make sure and get all the parts down that need to be. And I think I've got myself a pretty darn neat pocket going on here. Yeah, I really like that. It's very unexpected, but really cool too, I think. So, okay. How did I do this? So, there and crisscross. Actually, I could just leave it like that. All right, well, there's that side. I think what I'll do, since we're kind of going so long, is I want to use this one for this front cover. But I realize now that when I open this up, it's gonna look like that. So the question is, I could do half of it here and half of it here, but then when you open this, gosh, I almost wish I had you know what, I have two of these. I have another book. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice another page of this, or at least half of a page. All right, so if I put this, or do I want to do that? Because, okay, well, either way, I need to cut down the middle of this. So let me go ahead and just do that now. Because what I'm thinking is, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if something else was coming out from behind this picture. I would need to pull it this far out, which means I'd have to cut off some, but that's all right. Okay, so if I had that, then move you out of the way. What could maybe be coming out from behind? That might be interesting. So I did pull this out. What if we did that? And so you could see, well, that's pretty. Actually, I could maybe make it so that that ended there and then I continued it over here. Or is that weird? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. If I had the whole image there, you would see half of it, which would still be cool. And then that means I could do something different on this flap again. I don't think I want that. I think I want something flowery, which I don't have right here. And you know what? I didn't necessarily love this, but it's pretty. Okay, so I could still do this. the other thing I was thinking was I have this cover that I thought I wanted to incorporate somehow at the beginning of the book. I don't know why at the beginning of the book, but kind of like as a title page. But I don't want to cut it off, so maybe, because I was going to cover this with something else in that. That's kind of cool, but I don't know. Not quite right. If I have any battery left in my phone, I will be so surprised. Oh, there was that blue door. Where did the blue door go? Maybe we do the blue door. No, that is too much activity. Gosh, it's just so pretty. I need something kind of understated. Which that one picture is doing. That's awfully pretty. You would only have one building, but I love that lamppost. Or I could move it over and you could have both. It's too much. I'm gonna tear this page out. So partly I'm kind of thinking too, I don't know that I want to introduce too much color on the right side because I want that stained glass window to shine with all that color. So doing something like this actually might be a good choice. Or I still have this, which I could do. No, that's not right. Okay, I think it's this one. So, okay, I'm going to put this on fast forward. We're going to work through it kind of quickly, or at least I will. And I'll bring you back in the end when it's all done. Friday, everybody. So, I realized at the very last minute that I created this the same way that I created the back one, which would have been fine, except for I needed the flap to open this direction. So in the end, instead of gluing down the entire backside, I just turned this into a big huge tuck spot, and then we'll have the envelope that can open this way still. And I need to make sure that this doesn't glue itself shut here. Ouch. Ouch. It's pokey, and it's poking me. So, yep, got my gussets there. Yeah, they were gluing themselves shut. But yeah, so in the end, I ended up deciding to put the other side of that picture from the front on the inside, and I think that works really well. It's gorgeous, but it does not take away from the more gorgeous stained glass window. And actually, the colors in here are working really good too. So, really liking how this turned out. So let me close this back up. And yeah, I made sure and did a longer thing here. So there we go, guys. I need to go. My battery is about to die. But I hope you had fun, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.